have a visitor. I have a visitor. He's trying to help me out with, hair and such. Say hi.
No.
No, you're not gonna say hi. You're just gonna be here and be obnoxious, but you're not gonna say hi.
I said no.
I said no. I said no.
I said no.
I said no. All right, so we're early. We're gonna go. Peanut, what are you doing?
No.
All right, so let's go get some people. Let's go tell everybody we're here. Why are you being weird? Tommy, stop. That actually hurts. Stop. You trying to hurt me? Mm-hmm. Stop. You trying to hurt me? Mm-hmm. Stop. See how you sound? You sound crazy.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Don't hit that. You know that broke the last time, remember? Let's see. The way I feel. The way I feel. Listen to her. Let's see. You so funny.
Is it funny?
You so funny.
It's so funny.
Yes, you are.
It's so funny.
Funny, funny.
So funny.
Peanut butter Reese cup.
Peanut butter Reese cup.
Peanut butter Reese cup.
Peanut butter Reese cup.
You gonna be good when we actually start for real? That was kind of like a yes and a no. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. I'll get it in a minute. I shall get it in a minute. Can you do me a favor? I'm gonna need you to go get something for me.
Here you go. This.
Can you see the paper over there? Can you go get it for me? Because you're such a good boy. Yes, I lied to him, but he's so cute. Can you get it? See it? Right there.
Right there?
Be right back. Since we're early. You hear him? Uh-oh. Huh? Uh-oh.
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 Uh-oh. I believe that I can't see my clock. My baby is here. I can't see my clock, so I believe it's 8 o'clock. I think it's official. Okay. Are you gonna drink champagne? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. He's so extra. So I'm coming on tonight because I just want to celebrate the fact that I made 100 subs by December, and that was like my goal. So I'm kind of excited about that. And my baby's not as excited about it. And so thank you. So I went on Twitter and Facebook and YouTube and just asked people to send me some questions. And I got some good questions. I made myself not go over them and over them so I can be a little spontaneous in answering them. But I probably should have checked them out more because I'm not 100% sure if I know the answers to them. What is that? No, you don't. That is medicine. Ready? Come on. So here's my boobala. Oh, watch the tootsies. Can you read the first question?
Mm-mm.
You can't? How come?
No.
You're not gonna read it, mommy?
No.
I swear. So we have champagne. Actually, it's grape juice. Oh, he's parched. You parched?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so I get a drink first. It's delicious. My number one favorite person gets to celebrate with me. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that. So, forgive me for being a little nervous because I am really super nervous. For some reason, I'm like rarely nervous. But, yeah, let's see. Trying to switch around. It's hard for me to see like what's what with all the different lights flashing. All right. So hopefully you can hear me. If anyone that's watching, you can't hear me, please let me know. Right. Tell me. See right there, see the blue light?
That.
Say hi to the blue light.
No.
No? Say hi to the blue light.
No.
I'm not gonna need any more of my champagne. You want more?
Mm-hmm.
You gonna say hi?
No.
No, still not gonna say hi?
That.
Can't bribe him.
That.
Okay, sorry. Oh, he's so parched. Oh, poor baby. Is it good? And again, don't call CPS on me. It is grape juice. All right. So first question I got was from Twitter and was on Twitter and was from Amelia Rowe. Thanks, Amelia. What is the one lesson you learned after you started writing that you would have not otherwise? I'm not sure. I guess I kind of had a plan in my head for how I was going to do everything to a certain degree. And I didn't think that don't push buttons. I didn't think that no buttons. It was going to be 100%. That's the only one. No, that it would be 100% all the time, that it would go perfectly according to what I planned. But I still did think it would be like pretty much to the letter with stuff added or maybe a couple things taken out. And that didn't happen. Nothing that I put together that I thought was going to be how it was going to go down happened. And part of it was scary, but the rest of it was pretty cool that it went that way, to be honest with you. I learned that I learned a better order, I guess, to do things as far as getting stuff done and complete. Because up until now, I had not gotten anything completed. Right, telling me? Can I kiss? Mm-hmm. I had like a billion works at 70%. Oh, again, poor babies. You're not drinking all my darn juice, man. It's supposed to be my champagne. I love you. Well, so, I guess that's one. I know that I didn't answer that. I know I didn't answer that as well as I could have. Forgive me. I'm a little distracted with baby Kins who should be asleep. But I hope that was good enough. My next question I got from YouTube was from Dana Gallen. Hi, Dana. It was, what inspired you to become a writer? I think what inspired me to actually get the writing done was the fact that I really got tired of having all these stories and telling these people, oh, I'm writing this book, and then I'm always writing a book, but I never had a book done. So what inspired me was like, really, I wanted to see something to the end. I really did. Like, so as far as that goes, but what inspired me to be a writer in general, I was one of those people who didn't know they were going to be a writer when it all started. When I didn't start writing until fourth grade. So I didn't have that thing in me where I was, a kid who was always scribbling and telling stories. That wasn't me. And the only reason like the light got switched on and something really weird got triggered in me was we had a fourth grade assignment where our teacher said that they gave us a prompt and then we had to finish the story. And I tell you, light bulb just went off in my brain. I have not stopped writing since that day. And I can still see my classmates, my teacher. I can see me looking down at the sheet. I can see me, I don't know what happened, like everything switched. And then I became this storyteller. By the time I graduated elementary school, which was fourth grade, we graduated sixth grade before we went to junior high. So when I graduated sixth grade, so for 2 years, I wrote like a demon. And I was awarded a certificate for writing, and they had not done that like prior years. I was the first person to get it, and I was the last person to get it. That is how much I wrote. So I hope that answered that. A question that I got off of YouTube from Mary Catherine Gowdy. I'm going to read her whole thing because she just made me smile. She's like, congratulations, I'm so happy for you. And she says, how do you get to know your characters? There's a couple ways that I get to know them. The main way is before I even start writing stories, like once I have an idea for a story, I do the story. I write down whatever. The characters are pretty non-existent, so to speak. And then once I decide that, yes, I'm going to move forward with the story. Is that the alarm? Can you get it? That I decided I'm going to move forward with the story. Thank you, Boobala. You coming back? Okay. Come on. Yeah, you did a good job. I appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, but you're heavy, man. So once I decide that I'm going to move forward with the story, I stop with the story idea altogether and I start creating the characters. To me, the best thing that I can do when I write my stories is to flesh them out. So I will at the beginning, I'll just make up general stuff. And then I will add everything to them that I can think to add to them. Not even thinking so much about the story itself, but then I'll place those people into the story, and then they can only be who they are, and they just act accordingly. After time, as the story itself starts to flesh out based on the characters that I created, I will actually kind of like interview the characters and talk to them, so to speak, find out what they like, what they don't like, all kinds of stuff like that. Very, very geek and nerd. Sorry, baby. Also from Facebook, I got Danette Tillery. Hey, girl. Mm-hmm. Huh? Yeah, speaking of, I got this from Danette.
Get off.
No, you just want it. I'm not giving it to you.
Get it off now.
No.
Danette,
if you're down there, no, it's not pre-recorded. What? I'm doing it now. Like I'm live with the Bibbles. Huh? You want some more? Can I answer my questions?
Yes.
All right. So phony. You good? Okay. Let me answer the questions now. All right. So let's see. Danette said, what's the driving force behind your stories? Gotta be difficult. The driving force behind the stories always depend on which story I'm telling. Most of the stories that I write are just they're paranormal, fantasy, paranormal, erotica type stuff. The driving force behind them is I just really honestly I just want to tell a great story that's adult. I mean, I don't know like a better way to say that. I strive to tell a story that does have like sexual situations in it, but if you take the sexual situations out, the story still holds up great. So that is the driving force behind the majority of what I do. The current book that I wrote, which doesn't is not paranormal or erotic or fantasy, it's coming of age, is the force behind that was it was literally like the first story that came to me as a kid, and I wanted to make sure I told it. You know, that's really the force behind it. Is just I want everybody to be able to see the stories so they're not just inside my head. Right, Boo?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Grape juice. All right. From let's see, from Twitter, I have a question from Caden McGregor. Cutie pie. Caden, you are so adorable. What was the hardest part to write and why? Oh, Caden. The hardest part to write in this current story, and it really was a hard story for me to write, was there were some scenes in it, and I don't want to be spoilery, but the MC was really struggling with which way to go. And it was hard for me to write those scenes because I wanted to just tie a pink bow around it and give her a way out, you know, but I had to be true to the story. So it was really hard for me to actually stay on the path of the way the story was going as opposed to where I wanted to Disney that bad boy and give it that wonderful I don't know. I just wanted it was hard for me to stay true to what I was trying to say. Because as I'm going through it and as I'm feeling all the stuff that's going through and as I'm boohooing with the characters or laughing with them or going whatever they're going through, whatever they're going through, I wanted to fix it all. And I couldn't. Right, Boo? Right. He knows. So let's see. That was from Kaden. My last question I got off of Facebook from Deanna Stoko. And where do you find the most inspiration? I love that question. Honestly, it's going to be, I know it's kind of like everybody says it, but where I find the most inspiration is music. Believe it or not, I can hear a darn phrase in a song and start plotting. So I get a lot of inspiration from that. I will also get an ample amount of inspiration from people talking to me when they'll say something, it'll be like, whoa, I can tell that just became a title of a short story, or that just became a title of a blah, blah, blah. And the minute I make something into a title, I have to make it into a darn story. I am a crazy person. I think I have, mentioned that before. Woo! Totally almost knocked it over. Did you see me catch it? Cheers. What's up? You don't have to cough every time you want some. I believe you. I'm sorry. See what I did? I'm blind. You should never let me pour for the kid. Let me see. I don't know if on this screen I can't tell if anybody is there or chatting. So let me try to see if. Oh, Deella's there. Say hi. No, you're not gonna say hi. I'm gonna say hi.
No.
Yes. Oh yeah, I said hi. You have a problem with that? That's because you're crazy. So those were the questions that I got. Those were great questions. And now that I think about it, I'm probably going to go back and really think on those and get some good answers and do a video that's not live, where I don't have my baby who should be asleep. Who should be asleep? Why aren't you asleep? Oh, you don't have to go to sleep. No, you don't. And really, really digging deep to the questions. But I really want to thank you all for joining me tonight. Oh, shucks, you hear the music? My neighborhood is popping tonight. And I want to thank you all for coming with me and bearing with me being a little shaky. Stop. And I'm just so happy that I'm actually achieving goals that I didn't think I was going to achieve. Like when I wrote down 100 subs by Yoel, and when I wrote down all the other things that I put on my list that I wanted to do, I did it thinking that they were too hard to reach. So the fact that I hit them all is amazing to me, right? Mm-hmm. No, not amazing to him. Cupcakes? Mm-hmm. You want to go sleep? Mm-hmm. Well, what's going on? Mm-hmm. Oh, he's mad. He's sleepy. If you can't tell, he's sleepy. So anyway, if you don't have any more questions for me out there, we can wrap this up. But thanks for joining me in my 100. Let's go see if anybody has questions. Want to see? Mm-mm. I think somebody does. Yes, I do have a special guest tonight. He has decided that he doesn't have to go to sleep at 8 o'clock anymore. And that he can just hang out, do whatever, right? No. And then get an attitude, because he didn't have an attitude earlier. He was all peppy, wanting to wear my lip gloss and all kinds of stuff. The boy is funny. Okay, guess? I love you. He's mad because he wants to wear my diamond-y thing. And I'm not, I don't care how mad you are. He's not getting it. It's mine. You want to comb your hair? I mean, you should consider combing it, because my man. Huh? You said no way. You said no way? No. You always saying no way. Yes way. So anyway, I'm so excited. Like, I'm trying to be all calm, and then I'm trying to keep a certain level so that he won't get hyped up and will go to sleep. Yes? But yeah, he's funny. All right, look. DL said. Nope. DL said that you're cute. Oh, wait, there is a question. Do you have the whole series planned out? For the current book, the entire series is planned out. I have drafts written for them. I shouldn't say the entire series, because I did add a companion book. Okay, for the original trilogy is written out. They all have their own first drafts done, and the synopsis. And the only thing I haven't written for the other 2 books in the trilogy were the blurbs. And I don't care that the blurbs don't exist. I hate writing blurbs. I have a companion book that I have an outline for, but I don't have a draft written for it. Oh, my stickers. I don't have a draft written for you. Want to lay it on my shoulder? And if I really hankered down and like really sat still and worked on it, I could get the those other 2 books knocked out pretty quick, because they do actually have drafts done. Do I always do the blurbs last? No, I don't always do the blurbs last, actually. Usually I don't do anything the same for anything ever. But normally, once I know what the outline is, I write a blurb. And then I do dumb stuff like make book covers. And I like to pretend like the book exists even though it's not written, because that inspires me to write it. Because in my head, I know what I'm going to write. And to a certain degree, I mean, stuff changes as you go. So basically, what I did for this one will be easier to say. When the idea of how I was going to structure it came to be, I wrote an outline. When I finished the outline, I wrote a synopsis. And basically, what I did was I took the outline, and my outline is by scene. So it'll be like first day of school, then this, and then that, till it gets down to the bottom. I'll take each one of those, and those become a paragraph. Period. They are explained in a paragraph, so that's how I get my synopsis. I will use that to write the blurb. So, and that's how I pull it out. I will go back to my outline, because once I actually write that summary, synopsis, so to speak, I will, that's when you start saying, well, oh, wait a minute, that's not going to work. And you start making the changes, and that kind of stuff goes down. So that's basically how I went about it for this one. Now, for the other two books in the trilogy, I did the same thing, only they don't have blurbs, and I don't care. I hate writing blurbs. I hate writing blurbs so much. So now, other stories that I have written, let's see. I have a Uncharted series, and all the blurbs for those are written. And I think that was just a fluke, to be honest, because what happened was, when the story idea, when I was going to do the Uncharted Desire, Uncharted this, Destiny, Uncharted blah, 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 Uncharted the other thing, and all of the story things came to me like I was watching a movie. So I was able to just write blurbs for those and go. You in my hair, babes. Hey, are you going to sleep? You want to go lay down? Huh? Do you want to go lay down? Because we can make that happen. Do we need to go into our room and sleep? Okay. I guess not. Come on, boo. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, see, go get the alarm, man. So, when am I going to do the cover reveal for Shattered? I have been toying and toying with that. I don't know when I'm going to do it. I'm thinking the best time to do the reveal. Did you get it? Can you give me the phone? Thank you, baby. So I think the best time to do the reveal would be when the trailer drops. I don't know though. I'll take suggestions on that. I'll take suggestions because I'm not sure what to do. Thanks, baby. Come on. Come on. I appreciate it. You're so wonderful. Such a great helper. But yeah, I don't know. But my thoughts were after the trailer, and it's like, oh, this, that, and the thing, this is going on, and blah, 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 blah. Boom, and then I do the reveal. I don't know if it needs all that fanfare. All the people who are getting ARCs, the ARC copies, will already know what the cover looks like. And all of my street team people will already know. But as far as the rest of the world, I don't know. It's my first cover. I don't know. I don't. So definitely give me some suggestions if you have any. If you wouldn't have to lay on my boobs if you just would go to bed. No? So he's funny. Hey, come on. Come on. Oh. He's pretending to sleep. He is not. He's literally faking sleep. But why don't you just go to sleep? Ptolemy. Tell everybody your name. Tell them your name. Say Ptolemy. Caesar. Lee. Yeah. His name is All right, let's see. Do we have any more questions? Oh, do I have the artist, the cover artist? Yes. And the cover artist who's doing, I'll add the link to their website. The person who's doing it is doing the entire series now. So I'm not waiting. I want the books to be uniform in a certain way. So if they were like, when you're looking at their spines, they kind of flow. And then the color scheme and all that other stuff. So I decided to go ahead and get them all done at the same time. I'm not going to change my mind, I know. So yeah. Now he's falling asleep. So yeah, the artist, and she's pretty darn amazing. Pretty darn amazing. So I can't wait to show you guys the cover. Or the cover doesn't exist yet. I can't wait to show you the cover when it does exist. We already have been talking about the ideas for it, and I kind of have the concept of what I want for it, but it isn't close to being done. Can y'all hear him? He's so precious. The boy is a mess. But yeah, I can't, like, for all the bullets that I made and all the milestone points, I can't believe that I'm hitting them and like exceeding a lot of them as well. That is crazy to me. Like, that is crazy to me. And for the 5,000 years that these people have been inside my head, and now other people know about them. Like, I think one of my favorite things is when I'm talking to my betas and they're in the group talking to each other about stuff that's going on. Like, oh, well, Spencer did this, and, Chase did that, and fuck Baron. I love it. I love it. I love it. Let's see. Do you have a date for Shatter for the release? Yes. Wait a minute. I want to tell you the right date. Hold on. I'm releasing it my birthday week. My birthday is April the 9th. So from the 7th to, from the 6th to the 12th, I am partying. And that's going to be, everything about it is going to be about the release. On the 12th, Friday the 12th, April, Friday the 12th, 2019 is the release date. And if all goes according to plan. Because you just never know, like, if something really weird jumps in, which I will be devastated, but I will consider it part of what's supposed to happen. But as of now, April 12th, 2019 is the release date. So it's like, what? Oh my God, it's not that far away. I remember in May of this year thinking about how far away that was. And now we're talking January, February, March, April. Oh my gosh. You got a lot of nerve going to sleep now. You couldn't go to sleep for me earlier when I told you I had to do this. He's so special. Oh, but I don't care. You can sleep with me. Let's see. Let me go back to chat. Give me 1 second. Yeah, it's ridiculously close now. I can't believe it. And then I have book signing in July. I thought I had another one. I probably do, and my brain is scrambled. I know I have another one, but the first one isn't until July. I don't know. You have a book coming out in February, right? Oh, I have a book. Thank you. girl, I have a book out now called Encounters that is on pre-sale, and it comes out February the 14th, like right in time for Valentine's Day. It's under my naughty girl persona. So it won't be Aphrodite Lee, it'll say Minx Kenosha. And anything that you see written by Minx Kenosha, just know not to sit it down on the coffee table nowhere where the kids can find it. Just saying. Because they're a little steamy. So that one, yeah, that's up for pre-sale now. And it's already ranking. Like, I went in and checked the numbers, like the stats. And it's already ranking. Like, what? You gotta be kidding me. Like, I haven't promoted it or anything because I literally, not that it's not a good story. I didn't want my novel, because this is a novella. I didn't want my big novel Shattered to be like my test project on how to maneuver through like KDP and Amazon. I've never done any of it before whatsoever. So I said, well, I'll use one of my smaller, steamier stories as my first one to put out. And I can't believe it. Like, it's getting the books that it's getting connected with on Amazon. I'm like, oh my gosh. The only thing that I'm sad about is I didn't want, like, for whatever reason, Amazon said that I had to do it at $2.99, and I wanted to do it for free or at best 99 cents, and it wouldn't let me. No matter what I did, it wouldn't let me do it. And I don't know why, because I know people have done it. So it wouldn't let me do my pre-sale for less than $2.99, which kind of pisses me off. But I can't fix it, so it is what it is. But yeah, so that's out. That's out now as far as pre-sale. I know I'm rambling. I'm sorry. I'm still nervous. But yeah, February 14th, that won't be. If you order it now, you'll get it February 14th. And I'm trying to get as many people to go ahead and get it now so I can see how all that works. Plus, it's a really cool story. I can't imagine people not loving it. It's funny, and then it's dark. It's so much stuff going on in that story. So yeah. He's snoring. Boobala. Boobala. Yeah, he's out. Let's see. Okay. What other books do I have in the planning stages? Girl. I don't even know where to begin. I have Beyond Shattered. Shattered is like as my baby. Beyond Shattered. But I don't write many stories like Shattered. In the future, I doubt if I'll have any more coming of age type tales. This was kind of a one-time thing that was just based on the first thing I came up with as a kid. I have a goddess series, or so it's like Surrender Goddess series. So I have like Surrender Aphrodite, nothing to do with me. Surrender Venus, Surrender. It's all the goddesses of love across different pantheons. So I have that series, and I don't have drafts for all of them, but I have outlines for all of them, and I have some write-ups on them. The first one, Surrender Aphrodite, I actually have written. What I'm going to come out with next is the Gemini series. And I say series, actually right now it is a standalone, but I know that there's another book. I just don't have anything whatsoever written on it. And that's really weird for me to not have. I think it's because the book itself is so heavy, and it's a little out of my wheelhouse as far as there's a lot of war and fighting and that kind of stuff. Yeah, and there's a lot of love making and some other craziness too. But I've never written a story with that much kind of like intensity, like intense drama that's going on with bloodshed and kind of stuff. And I'm loving it. Oh my God. Like I keep going back and rereading it and then like finish writing and start reading the damn book, girl. Because it is off the hook. It's just crazy. And I would love to see this on the big screen. Like what I see in my brain, I hope I can convey on paper. Because it is crazy. So the Gemini series. And then I think I'm definitely gonna do Gemini Rising, and then I'm gonna probably do Gen. Now the Gen series, yeah, it's smutty, but it's still dark. It's like smutty and dark, and there's no humans in this book. Like the whole book, no humans. And I don't recall ever reading a book that didn't have any humans. So no, I guess that's technically not true. The only human in it is a ghost. And she used to be a human when she died, but now she's a ghost. So that's the closest she got to any humans in this book. And I can't wait to share that one. So we did the goddesses, we had the Gen. Oh, I have my very, very first YA story. And I say YA, but it's going to do kind of like a Harry Potter thing where it started off as middle grade and ended up, into YA and maybe into new adult a little bit, depending on how you look at it. But this one is starting off with in YA for sure because of the age of the kids and graduating on. But this is my very first, and it's called Bianca de Mouton. Actually, I shouldn't say that's what it's called. The lead character, the main character is called Bianca de Mouton. That's her name. And I'm not sure what the title is going to be right now. It is The Chronicles of Bianca de Mouton. But I don't like that at all. Like, I feel like that's too heavy to put on a story with kids. And I don't want a story with the name, with the MC's name in it. Like, even though I like stuff like Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets and Harry Potter and this, that, and the other, I don't want to do that with I just don't want to do that. So I'm kind of stuck. And I think that's kind of why I've also haven't moved any further than the first book that I worked on, because I can't come up with a title for it. So I need a title. And I don't want it based on the fact that these kids met in school, because it's not about the school. It is about that darn universe. And it is crazy. So let me go back. So those are the main ones. As far as books go, I'm looking around my room. I have all my notes for each book up on the walls. Oh, there's some screenplays that I've written that are also going to be turned into novels, but they're all standalones. So I really should just give you a list of that stuff so you can see it. There is at least 12. I will not run out of stories to write. I will die before I run out of stories to write. And I hope that I wrote good enough notes that if I do die, that someone can take them and finish writing the stories. Because it's a lot. Do you turn every idea that comes to you into a story? Yep. I do. I can't lie. I do. And I've gone so far at, I'll tell you the level of my insanity. Not only do I do that, but I also turn them into screenplay. If I write a book, there's also a screenplay. There is alternate versions. And I hope you're sitting down. But 9 times out of 10, there's a musical. There's a musical version. Because I am that geeky. I do. including me writing songs and choreographing numbers. I'm crazy. I do not know why my brain doesn't let stuff go, but it doesn't. So, for instance, Gemini Rising is a story that's with a literal galactic war going on. People are slicing and dicing, and it's magical stuff too. So people are like poofing and all kinds of madness. And you would think that with that, I couldn't possibly see musical numbers, but I do. I do. I see war chants and I see them standing. And there's this one song, I'm going to put it in the description when I get done. And it's called Go Tell It on the Mountain. And I keep hearing the bad guy singing it. And he's like, go tell it on the mountain. Yes, I need therapy. So, yeah. So if a story comes to me, no matter what I do, is going to be a story, a script, probably a song, most likely a musical. Oh my goodness. If you could just go through all my stuff. I have those bins that people put like fabric and stuff in, they use for storage for like clothes. I have bin after bin after bin filled with paper with stories. And I mean bin after bin. Ridiculous. And some of that stuff for a long time was in Triplica. I did get rid of the Triplica. So now all that I have that's broken down, I'll share them with you one day. I am crazy. But that was a great question. I'm glad you asked me that. I gotta go back. Hold on. I am so mad with you right now, little boy. Can you see his face? And this is his favorite thing, my boob. Like, no, I'm gonna go with you. I'm gonna go with you. I'm like, no, go to sleep. No way. No way. I'm not going to sleep. I don't need to go to sleep. You go to sleep. Oh. Let's see. So do you write your ideas out on paper first? The only time I write my ideas out on paper first, if that's all that's in front of me, then I will. If and that's if I think that I can't hold on to the idea as well. For instance, if I'm like on a bus and an idea comes to me and I think it's a little fleeting, I will write it down real quick on anything. I have written stuff down on my arm. Okay. I will write it down. But 9 times out of 10, I will usually wait till I get home and then put it on the computer somewhere and then print it out. Because I always like to have like hard copies of whatever I write. Like when I'm writing like Shattered, as I was writing Shattered, if I wrote 5 pages that day or whatever, I printed it. So I have first draft copies all the way up to final draft copies of stuff in paper. So I literally can look back and go, wow, I changed that. Oh, I did this. But I do it because I just get nervous that I'll lose stuff if I just put it on, leave it on the computer. Like this computer right now is on her last legs. Please, baby, just make it through until I get some money. But if she blew up, at least the majority of the stuff that I have is already printed out. It won't make me cry any less because I will still have to then rewrite a lot of stuff. But, that's another story. I also like to email the stuff to myself and then email it to friends so I can have timestamps on them as well as being able to retrieve some things here and there as I go. But yeah, I generally don't write my initial ideas on paper unless I have to. Now, what I do work out a lot of shit on paper. I work out outlines and I move stuff around on paper all the time. All the time. So I use paper like I have notebooks that are just characters. So it'll be like shattered, and then it'll be shattered, then it might be boys. And then pages and pages about the boys, each boy individually, and their picture, or if I don't use a picture, I'll do a complete write up on what they look like, even if I don't explain in the book what they look like, because I don't mind. Like, I'm not into having to describe 100% what a character looks like. The only time I do that is if it's important what they look like, because I have more fun seeing what people come up with, what they think the character looks like. But if it's important that, like, for instance, Spencer it really was important that you knew that he had wild, crazy hair, then, you'll read that in the book. There's nothing else about him, and, nothing else important to know about him, then you won't hear it. So, but that doesn't mean that I don't have those descriptions. Who I see and who other people end up seeing usually differ a lot. When I did in the beta group and I asked people to send me pictures of what they thought the characters looked like, I almost fainted on some of them. I'm like, I'm reading my book and I'm like, what would give somebody the idea that that's what Pooey looks like? I could have sworn that I actually did describe Pooey. But yes. And I knew I described Pooey. So she was one of the ones that I thought should have been easy. But okay. I digress. But so no, I don't always do the ideas on paper. I do it if I have to. So, what are your thoughts on outlining versus not outlining? My 100% actual thoughts on outlining is versus not doing it is, please don't not do it. Outline, no matter how people, I think the stigma that people who don't outline have is that they feel like, why, or do they have to write the story twice, or why am I doing this? If you are writing an outline that makes you feel like you're writing the story twice, you're not outlining. Your outline should be a page, maybe two at the most, and that depends on like your book and how long your story is and how you choose to break up in your outline. I break up my outline scene by scene, and I look at it like this. If the characters leave the room, there's another scene. If you have characters in a room and they're talking and another person comes in, you're still in the same scene. And literally, I will write enough in that little teeny 4 or 5 words to remind me of what I'm supposed to be talking about in that scene. So, for instance, I might say, Dar and Aaliyah hang out in her cell. Now, anybody reading that would be way too basic. But I know that if Dar and Aaliyah were hanging out in the cell, I know what was happening. I don't need to write more. If I do need to write more, then I write Dar and Aaliyah hang out in the cell, and Dar shows Aaliyah the sketches for the first time. And that is the most you will get. That triggers enough in my memory to go, oh yeah, they're talking about this, and that led to this, and that led to the other thing, blah, blah, blah. So I believe that you should always outline, simply because it is the best guide ever. It is never written in concrete. I have never written an outline that stayed exactly the way I wrote it. It doesn't. More than likely, as you start telling the story, other things are gonna influence it anyway. But it is like the best guide ever. If you ever get stuck, you go to your outline and you're like, oh, I'm not feeling this. You literally can skip, I'm going to go down to here. I'm going to write this scene. Dar and Chase make out. Then I'm going to write that scene. And maybe tomorrow I'll go back to my chronological and start writing it in. But I didn't. And my other thing with people who say that they don't outline, I've listened to people say that they don't outline, but they actually do outline, and they don't realize that that's what they have done. So they're like, "Oh no, I don't outline, because I'll have my little notes right here, and I'll just go by that and do that." Yes, baby, that's it. That's your outline. That's all you needed. Good for you. That's great. And then there was another person who I will not call out, but she irks my soul. And she's always talking about how she absolutely just never outlines. And, well, she doesn't outline because she did a retelling. She doesn't need to outline. Because, like, if the book, let's see, Red Riding Hood exists, I don't need to write an outline for Red Riding Hood if I'm just retelling it. Literally, the book outlined it for you. You can go, like, oh, in the beginning, the mama sent the little girl in the woods to take care of her mama. And no one called Child Protective Services. Because I'm just saying. This woman sent her child into the woods, a little teeny girl, to go through the woods to go take care of her sick grandmother. Why didn't she get up off her ass, get in her car, drive to her mama house, and take care of her own mama? But I digress. Nonetheless, that outline kind of already exists because the book already, who hasn't retold A Christmas Carol? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. I mean, she just irks my soul. Oh, and I didn't need to because I did this. I just put them in a different setting and then retold the same story. Well, okay, then you didn't need an outline because the outline existed, boo-boo. Only rant. Now, if you are the kind of person who writes your stories without an outline when you initially write and you just knock out some stuff and go for it, I think that's amazing. I have written a lot of stories where I didn't write an outline. I just let it flow. And I let it flow until it stopped flowing. But when it came time to revise from what I had, I made an outline. So I am a advocate for outlining, and I still don't believe that people don't do it. I think they just don't realize that what they have done is an outline because they think that an outline is this convoluted, crazy, massive on-taking. Don't do that to yourself. The one of the tricks that I did with kids when I'm doing my kid writing classes, I have this thing where I call and then. I know people don't like that, but with kids it just works. And it's like, so how does your story start? Where are your characters? They're on the playground, and then they're playing, and Sally Sue went down the slide, and then Billy Bob came over and helped her up because she fell. I'm like, and meanwhile writing down Sally Sue fell down the slide. And then the teacher came, and then we went into such and such and such a blah, 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 and then we had recess. And then they had recess. And get a whole outline done with a kid in 10 minutes that an adult would stress over. They got the whole story at the end. I'm like, wow. And I wish you could see, I wish I had it out, my nephew's outline for his book. Brilliant. It was just brilliant. The boy, like, I want to steal the story so bad, but I'm waiting. He'll do it. And he just, his outline is so succinct, like boom, 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 boom. And then he has the 3-act structure, and in the 3 acts, he has the 3 sections. The boy, adore him. But it took him about 15 minutes to write it. So, yeah, that's my thing on outlines. I think 99% of people use outlines even if they don't think they do. And the 1% who absolutely don't do an outline, I think ultimately still end up using their first draft as an outline. So, I don't know. It goes by. It changes from person to person. I think I think you're giving yourself a harder time if you don't outline. Let me switch back. Do you teach writing classes on a regular, or do you have any coming up in 2019? Yeah. Currently I teach kids. I have little workshops with kids, and it's the best thing in the world because if you get them while they're little and before the world told them that they can't do something, they don't know they can't, so they can. So I do that a lot. And I do have some workshops coming up in 2019. Forgive me, I'm laughing. This boy, he's like so in July in 2019, I'll leave a link down for that below. I have 2 workshops that I'm doing, and it's basically to help you get the idea out of your head and onto the page, how to get moving, how to get started, how to not be blocked. And basically the main thing with it is to start and how to manipulate the time in order to have it. So a lot of people just feel like, I don't have the time. Oh, I have the story I want to write. Well, you're never, ever going to have the time because you have to take the time. You have to make the time, then you take it, and it's just that simple. Every last human being on this planet only has 24 hours. So no matter what else you have to do, you have to take the time from somewhere else. Otherwise, it's just not going to happen. And no, I do not believe that you need to be one of those people that you have to write every single day. I do not believe in writer rules. The only concrete rule is to be a writer is to write, period. When you do it, how long you do it, how often you do it is 100% personal, 100%. But if you want to write and aren't writing, that's because you aren't making that time. You have to. It just, you're not going to get it. It's not going to be some magical, oh, wow, I have these 2 hours. It just isn't going to happen. It just isn't. Boobala. Babushka. Got a lot of nerve, man. Get up. So yeah, so in 2019, I'll link, I can't believe I forgot to do that. I'll link the workshops in the thing. I'm also going to be doing some workshops locally at senior centers because, come on now, who doesn't have a story to tell than a senior? Man, I can't wait. I'm loving just getting tingles thinking about that. That's going to be awesome, sitting with them and working with them, helping them get their stories out. And I am a beast when it comes down to outlining and formatting. That's one thing nobody can take away from me. I'm really good at. You can say you don't like my style. You can say you don't like this, that, and the third, but those 2 things I have mastered. I have mastered. Let me see. Look at his little face. This poor child, he loses all his color in the winter. Hey. Ow, 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 ow. My hair, man. Knock my earring out. He said he was going to wear, it's so funny. He said he was going to wear the pink glasses because I said he had to have pink. And then he threw them. I was like, no. Ow, ow, ow. Get my hair back. Thank you. And he's like, no. I said, well, you want to wear the other glasses? And he's like, no, I don't wear no glasses. I don't wear no glasses. And I was like, well, we need to wear the glasses. I don't need no glasses. I was like, well, I don't need glasses either. But we're supposed to represent the pink, man. What are you doing? Okay, I give up on him. You want to go lay down? Mm-mm. Stop feeling on my boobs. Oh, gosh. I love him so much. This is my homie. He keeps me motivated to keep going. He's another reason why I just want to get the the books out. Not that I want him to read the books, but I want him to be able to say, "Hey, look what she did." I see. So, what are your goals for 2019? My writing goals for 2019 is for Encounters and Shattered to be out and really like popping, doing their thing without too much of a hitch because I am still like we're literally in the part of the writing process, the business aspect of it, where I'm 100% green. I just don't know what's going to happen at the next turn. So I'm hoping that any glitches that do come up that I can fix without things being too bad. Um, I want to finish writing the other three books, and I say that they're all novels. They're not novellas, but I'm pretty sure that I can get them done since they're not starting from scratch. I have drafts of most of them, so we're talking fixing some drafts and then going from there. I mean, it may take as many months as it does to write the book from scratch, but at least it won't feel like it. So I'm hoping that the next three books that I can get them completely written next year, and that I have enough money to be able to get them covered and formatted and promoted, so that I can release one closer to December and then go from there, like bam, 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 just keep going like every 3 months. Because if I get those three done and I release, let's say Thanksgiving, let's say November, I release the next book, the first of the three that I'm writing now. Then I can do November, then I can do February, and then I can do April again. So my goal for 2019 is to get those three as good as they can be, so they're ready to go out. The other two, Encounters and Shattered, to be out and to be a success. And by success, I don't mean make $1 million. I mean successfully launch, everything go the way it's supposed to. Um, Honestly, I'd give them away if I could, because I just want them in that many hands and that many hearts. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I have no idea how that's going to go. Literally in virgin territory when that comes down. I mean, if you want to get into my other 2019 19 goals, I want to lose some more weight. I actually lost some weight. Like, I'm shocked. Lose some more weight, be a little bit stronger, and do a little bit of traveling, because I haven't traveled none at all this year, and I would like to do that again. I hope I answered your question. I'm not sure. Hey, boobies. And watch this little guy become president, because we need a new president. We need a president. I shouldn't even say new, because we don't have a president right now. Hey, booby stinkers. Record some songs with this one. He sings. So me and him will sing. Maybe we'll do a Christmas album. I can't ask him because he fell back asleep. But he'll most likely be like, no, no way. I'm not singing. Oh, Sarah, so I'm sorry. I just realized, when I put the thing up, oh, she can't see me. She can't hear me. And I can't, let me see, can I comment? Give me a second, guys. basically, yeah, Sarah, I know you can't hear me, but I'm so sorry. Because my intentions, first of all, my intentions were, I mean, not my intentions. I wasn't even thinking, like, I was determined. I wanted to do this on the 21st because it was Yule, and I wanted to talk to my subscribers and blah 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 and do this Q&A. So that's how that came up. And then I realized, oh my God, it's the same time that I'm always streaming with someone else. And I was like, I bumped heads. So I said, well, it won't be too bad because I'll get in, I'll answer my questions, and then I'll get out, and then I'll go to my regular stream. I'll go to my regular stream and hang out with you all. So I didn't mean to do that. I did not mean to do it. So I feel kind of bad about that, about the dates bumping. But that said, guys, if you have any more questions, comment below and I will answer every last one of them. And DL, the questions were amazing. You made me think, made me work. But they were amazing. So I really appreciate you hanging out with me on this great day. And I'm gonna finish drinking my what is this? Sparkling grape juice cocktail. I'm going to drink all of it, and I probably shouldn't, but I'm going to. And I'm just happy and I'm excited. So until next time. Actually, I don't know how to turn these off, so hold on. You might get to stay with me while I figure it out. So, but still, until next time, you know what to do.